bit stand-upish, and Eckhart Dag has done a superb job on him. He's come down off his toes, he's boxing brilliantly, he's become more of a professional fighter, and he's very attractive to watch. Watch him in his last fight against Mike Picken. I thought he was exceptionally good. And he came to a really tough struggle, a guy that's gone the distance with the world champion, boxing brilliantly.
Were you worried by the frequency with which Peake caught him with left hooks in that last fight?
Not really, because Peake is a cagey fighter who sits with his back on the ropes, got a strong chin, and just, was doing very little, but coming back with little clusters. And he was catching Michalczewski, but Chesky won handsomely, I thought.
Oh, yeah, there was no doubt that Michalczewski had won the fight and won it well. Peake is not a renowned hitter, but we did see that he did get through a lot against Michalczewski. Michalczewski can certainly take a shot there. Superbly built.
Yeah, he's built like a tank. I believe in this guy. He's got lots of ability, and I think he's going to go a long way.
Well, do you see his future as a light heavy, or can you see him coming up to cruiser?
No, he's a light heavyweight. He's a light heavyweight. He's not going to get any bigger.
12 K.O.-Siege. Und in der Ecke sein Coach, ein ebenso herzliches Willkommen, Eckhart Dagge.
Okay, Herr Müller giving the crowd the money's worth.
Ringrichter dieses Kampfes ist Norbert Krosch.
Norbert Krosch is the ref. Calls them together for the instructions.
Chesky's got a great height advantage over this guy.
That's the local vicar's daughter.
I doubt it very much.
No, it's true, honestly. Collection was poor last week. He's got to come out and earn a few bob this week. Back to the real world. Willie McDonald.
Yeah, Michalczewski's got a good height advantage. He's going to be using the snappy jab, I've no doubt. Got a good corner in Eckhart Dag, so he'll be telling him, get on that snappy jab and let it go from there.
Round one, we are scheduled for 8. Michalczewski in the black trunks, Willie McDonald in the white.
We have down here that Willie McDonald is 27 years old. I don't know whether I believe that or not.
I've got 25, which I don't believe. Well, come to fight, it is refreshing.
Yeah, he's short and stocky.
Powerfully built little man is McDonald.
Chesky just measuring him at the moment, got that hand up, still got that sort of amateurish sort of left jab out in front. He holds it out sort of to paw at his opponent, to measure him for the right hand and the left hook. But he's nice and relaxed now, and he's taking his time here.
Norbert Krosch saying, let's just cool it a little bit, fellas. Good referee. And already Michalczewski measuring the American up for the right uppercut.
Yeah, that's the one he's looking to get him with, because Willie McDonald is attacking with a left hook nearly every time. So he's exposing his chin for that uppercut.
Michalczewski, if you haven't seen him before, you will note that he is absolutely impassive as he goes about his work. The facial expression doesn't change a millimetre. Cold eyes.
Yeah, he's an expressionless face, but he's picking his shots well here. He's just measuring this guy. It's always very difficult to punch and very dangerous to punch down on an opponent. You're down on top of a short opponent, especially if he's powerfully built and is a reasonable hitter himself. But he's just measuring this guy. All he's got to do is punch for his chest, stop punching for his head, bang the left jab out chest high, and then bring in that left like an uppercut more than a hook. And there's a better chance of hitting his opponent that way. He knows his stuff, this kid. He's learning all the time, and he's improving all the time, which is really refreshing to see. Oh, that left hook is going sinking there with that. He just missed the target there. doesn't want to hang about here. He's just measuring this guy with the left jab, and McDonald has felt the weight of his punches and he's going back and just covering up on the ropes. He looks all at sea, this guy, at the moment.
Well, I think we can say without too much argument that Michalczewski took the first round at a canter and looks well on the way to 14 wins
Anmerkung zu Willie.
out of 14 fights.
McDonald,
I think the only point of question at the moment is whether this is going to go the full 8 rounds like Mike Peake, and on the strength of just watching one round, I have my doubts, Barry.
I very much doubt it as well, David. I mean, Michalczewski's just measuring this guy. He's put him back to the ropes. He's already hurt him on a number of occasions, and the guy is backed up to the ropes, pulled his elbows in around his solar plexus and just tucked up nice and tight. And sooner or later, Michalczewski's going to nail him with one, or maybe more than one.
Second round, scheduled for 8, remember, here at the Saaltheater in Aachen. And examining the task in hand from McDonald's viewpoint, he's outreached, so he's got to come in past the guard somehow. The only way he can do that is to come in underneath it, well, forcing Michalczewski to punch down, but the German is canny enough to sort of employ the hooks like that.
Yeah, what Willie McDonald's got to do, I just don't think he's able to do it. He hasn't got the ability to do it, is to put the pressure on Michalczewski, bob and weave, smack his jab out, force him back, because he doesn't like to be pushed back, Michalczewski, as we saw in his fight against his last opponent, Mike Peake. But yeah, I don't know that this guy has the ability to do that. He's going to walk onto a shot sooner or later.
Yes, we saw perhaps the way to give Michalczewski trouble in his last fight, and it was cleverly exploited by Mike Peake as a clubbing right hand sends McDonald down to the canvas for the first time for a mandatory 8.
Yeah, it was a little right uppercut shook him and a right hand around the side. And this guy wants to know very much. He's looking for a soft spot on the canvas there.
Well, as we said, we saw the way to give Michalczewski trouble, but I don't think that McDonald has got the skill to do that. You've got to try and keep him on the back foot, spoil him, mess him about a little bit, throw him out of his rhythm, but especially keep him on the back foot. He's a great looking fighter coming forward.
Now this guy's looking for a way out, there's no doubt about that. He's not here to fight at all. Already shaking a bit at the feet. I don't know if that was a good quality shot, but...
Down again.
I don't think this guy wants him out, to be honest.
Mandatory 8. Norbert Krosch has counted him out on his feet. 14 fights, 14 wins, 13 inside the distance. Michalczewski, not one of the better performances, but he's still a winner.
Well, it's not down to Michalczewski. He tried his best, but this guy didn't want to know. And the crowd are a bit disappointed with this performance.
To be honest, Barry, I've got to say I'm disappointed as well. I think he's got past this stage of opponent.
Yeah, he needs a good opponent. He needs a better class of opposition, but he had a hard fight last time. And this is the end of the fight here. Right hand around the side. Now, that wasn't really a devastating punch. It just clipped him on the side of the head, and he hit him with a little uppercut before then. Now, what's the finishing blow here? It's not that strong either. Right hand around the side, and a right hand around the glove again. Now, look, this guy's looking for a way out. There was nothing clean or clinical about that finish. He just he clubbed him to the floor there, and the guy just didn't want to continue. But you talked about him, you know, the caliber of opposition. There's no doubt that this guy was out of his league. But still, he had a very tough fight against Mike Peake. Probably a wee bit too tough at this stage in his career. A guy that went 12 rounds at the world champion and given him a good test. But he came through that with flying colours, and he deserves an easy fight.
Well, there have been some curious choices of opponent. You know, Yves Monsieur, who had challenged for the European Cruiserweight title. Mike Peake, who had challenged for the World Light Heavyweight title. And these were good, genuine opponents. And it makes no sense to me, I must admit, to put him in with someone like Peake, who was a former world title contender, and then put him in with someone like McDonald, who is 5 or 6 classes below. By all means, give him a slightly easier fight, but I don't think you're doing Michalczewski any favours putting him in with a fellow like this. I know it happens in Great Britain, I know it happens all over the world, but he's too good a fighter to be facing men like McDonald.
Well, we thought McDonald was